All right, if you're anywhere near software development, you've definitely heard the buzz around platform engineering. But let's be super clear about something. This isn't just another trend. It's probably the single most important shift happening in our industry right now. So in the next few minutes, we're going to break down exactly what it is, why it's so critical, and most importantly, how to actually get it right.
So let's dive right in. To really get a handle on platform engineering, we first have to understand the problem it was born to solve. And it all starts with the incredible promise and the eventual paradox of DevOps.
You know, the DevOps movement was absolutely revolutionary. It smashed the walls between developers and operations with this one powerful idea. You build it, you run it. The whole goal was to empower teams to own their applications from start to finish, which was supposed to crank up speed and accountability.
But then, reality hit. And it hit hard. The whole cloud-native world just exploded with complexity. We're talking microservices, containers, service meshes. I mean, the very tools that were supposed to give us all this power also created this massive new burden. The model that worked great for a couple of services, it just started to crack under the weight of hundreds.
And this created this huge hidden tax on our development teams. The cognitive load just became immense. Suddenly, instead of shipping cool features, our best developers were drowning in YAML files, wrestling with CI/CD pipelines, and basically becoming experts in a dozen different infrastructure tools they didn't want to learn. This tool sprawl didn't create freedom, it created friction. And that led to slower onboarding, serious developer burnout, and, let's be honest, all sorts of inconsistent security practices across the entire company.
So how did the industry fight back against this mess? Well, this is where the hero of our story finally emerges: platform engineering. It's the smart, structured approach designed to make that original DevOps stream actually sustainable when you scale up.
So what is it really? Platform engineering is all about designing and building toolchains and workflows that give software teams real self-service capabilities. In the real world, this means building what we call an internal developer platform, or an IDP. The whole point is to create this one cohesive platform that hides all that crazy complexity underneath so developers can get back to doing what they do best, writing awesome code. And this table here shows exactly where it fits in. It's super important to see that platform engineering isn't replacing DevOps or SRE. Think of it like this. DevOps is the culture. SRE is the discipline for making sure stuff doesn't break. And platform engineering? That's the implementation that gives everyone the tools, the IDP, to make it all work without tearing their hair out. Its focus is laser sharp on developer productivity and self-service.
Now, the crucial thing to get here is that this is not some niche little idea. This is the future, for real. Gartner is predicting that by 2026, a staggering 80% of large software engineering organizations will have dedicated platform teams. Let that sink in. If you're not thinking about this yet, you are already falling behind.
Okay, but just building a platform isn't just about the tech. To really succeed, you have to make a critical mindset shift. And honestly, this might be the single most important thing we talk about today.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? You can build the most beautiful, technically perfect platform in the world, but if your developers find ways to work around it, you've just built a very expensive monument that provides zero business value. The secret is to stop thinking about your platform as just another infrastructure project.
You have got to treat your platform as a product. A project has a start date and an end date. A product is always evolving. A project has users who are forced to use it. A product has customers who have choices. Your developers are your customers, and your success isn't measured by whether you shipped a tool, it's measured by whether people adopt it and actually find it valuable. And that's the bottom line right there. You are not in the business of building CI/CD pipelines or managing Kubernetes clusters. You are in the business of delivering a fantastic developer experience that directly speeds up the entire business. Everything else, that's just an implementation detail.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Let's get into the fun part, the how. This is the practical playbook for building a platform that your developers will actually love to use.
Now check this out, because this data is fascinating. Look at the top challenges the platform teams face. They're not technical. The number one problem is getting developers to adopt the platform. And right behind it, a lack of that product mindset we just talked about. See, it's a people and culture problem first and foremost. This just hammers the point home. If your developers can just bypass your platform, or ignore your tools, or find an easier way to get their job done, your platform has failed. Period. Adoption is absolutely everything. So how do you win this game?
Well, first, you get executive buy-in by speaking their language. You talk about speed, cost, and risk reduction. Second, you build a diverse team. You need people from dev, from ops, from SRE, and critically, from product management. And finally, please don't try to boil the ocean. Start small. Build a minimum viable platform, an MVP, that solves one big annoying pain point for one pilot team, and prove the value quickly.
And hey, when you're trying to get that executive buy-in, here's the number that's going to make their ears perk up. Over $100,000. And that's a conservative estimate for the cost to recruit, hire, and onboard just one senior developer. It is a massive expense. So how does a platform protect that huge investment?
Well, the answer is retention. A great internal platform is one of the best tools you have for keeping the amazing talent you worked so hard to find. By cutting down frustration, automating all the boring, repetitive work, and just letting developers focus on creative problem-solving, you create an environment where top talent actually wants to stay. This thing isn't a cost center, it's a competitive advantage in the war for talent.
Okay, let's pull all of this together. Because when you get this right, you fundamentally change the entire dynamic of software development in your company. You move everyone from a state of constant friction to a beautiful state of flow.
And the way you get to that flow state is through something called golden paths. Think of them like paved superhighways through the chaotic jungle of modern development. These are your pre-configured, standardized, ready-to-go templates for common stuff, like spinning up a new microservice or deploying to production. They basically bake in all your company's best practices so that the secure, compliant, correct way to do something is also the fastest and easiest way.
So, when it's all said and done, it comes down to this one choice. Are you building a technically perfect platform that nobody actually uses, a really expensive monument? Or are you going to treat your platform like a product, focus on the developer experience, and build a true force multiplier that accelerates your entire engineering organization?
So let's just quickly recap the big takeaways. 1. Platform engineering is the solution to the scaling problems of modern DevOps. 2. You absolutely must treat your platform as a product and your developers as your customers. 3. This means you have to focus obsessively on adoption by solving their real, actual pain points. And finally, 4. When you do all this right, your platform becomes a massive competitive advantage for your business.
I really hope this explainer gave you a clear roadmap to work with. For way more tech industry insights for your career or your business, head on over to aaronwubuilds.com or, just subscribe to this channel.
And hey, you should join the Inner Loop by getting on the email list. Let's level up our businesses and our careers together from an architect's perspective.